Andre Onana is back in conversations after a mediocre performance in our 3-0 loss to Liverpool. Again, people are beginning to scrutinize him, saying, should he be dropped for Altel Baindil to come in and step in and show us what he can do? Well, I'm here to give my opinion on that conversation. Welcome to the Net Herald Sport. In case you're a Man United supporter, this is home for you. If you're not, you can as well stick around. There could be something you can pick from us that can help your club move on and perform better. Welcome aboard. So let's get into it. So Andre Onana, yet again, coming under scrutiny for what you would say schoolboy mistakes. That goal for Mo Salah, honestly, his positioning, and it's not about him conceding a goal. Goalkeepers concede goals. But his positioning for me and for many will be questioned because you're thinking, how does an elite goalkeeper don't know how to move and when to move? And uh, in a season when Arsenal are showing off how good their David Raya is, how a season when second consecutive season, I should say, when Arsenal's new boy David Raya is working wonders, doing magic, his reflexes being on point and everything. There will be questions about Andre Onana and whether or not he was really an improvement on David De Gea, which you understand. And the truth is, no one can say that Andre Onana has not been trusted. Of course, bringing him to replace David De Gea, who had won the Golden Glove the season before, that in itself is trust from the manager, at least Erik ten Hag. But also the fact that he has played all but one game for Manchester United since he joined in all competitions, even I think friendly matches. It is him starting in between the sticks. He has played 41 games. His deputy, Altel Baindil, has only been fielded once. One game is what he has played. And there will be a feeling that perhaps Altel Baindil has not get enough opportunities because in most clubs, usually what managers do at a big club like this that is competing in so many competitions, you want to rotate your goalkeepers. Have one goalkeeper who plays games in the league, have another who plays in the cup tournaments. The Champions League, of course, we are not there, but in our case, the Carling Cup, the FA Cup, and the likes. But Erik ten Hag wants to play Andre Onana in everything, which would be okay because we know you don't just tinker with the goalkeeper and the back line. But if you can tinker with the back line the way Erik ten Hag does, or he has been forced to many a time, he can probably as well tinker with the goalkeeper if he's not performing. But for me, whereas yes, there is a point in Altel Baindil getting enough opportunities, in getting enough chances, because Andre Onana has failed to get the consistency. I will say, sort of, it's maybe still a bit of early days because the reality is there are games last season where Andre Onana saved us from a molding. When he's good, he can be good. And he can show. There are moments when he has shown that he's a world class goalkeeper. There are saves he has made, and you're thinking, what a top goalkeeper. And then, but some of the goals he has conceded are too schoolboy that you start wondering whether he was really worth. Is it 50 million pounds we bought him for? But also worth replacing a goalkeeper like David De Gea. So there is it's sort of a confusion when it comes to Andre Onana. Me, what I think though is that despite him being again should be starting in the league because I don't think we should be dropping him yet to be a second choice. My thinking is he needs to be put under pressure. One of the ways to do so is by bringing good competition for him to be worried because Eric Ten Hag himself has always said it. He needs competition, two players in every position. Now in goal, he seems though to be stuck with one, and you're thinking, is Altel Baindil not good enough? Is Altel Baindil too bad to even start a Carabao Cup game? That's the question. But we cannot know unless we see him because we have not got enough chances to see him. So that can be questioned. So, but also, if Altel Baindil is not good enough, then do what Arsenal did. Aaron Ramsdale was not even too poor a goalkeeper, but because he had started making baby mistakes, they brought David Raya to push him, and David Raya was actually put there to start ahead of him, and Raya never looked back. And eventually, Ramsdale was forced out. He's now playing at Southampton. So I think for me, Man United needs to do the same with Andre Onana. there is a certain confidence, overconfidence that Andrew Onana has got in himself, and it is not helping him. We know how good a goalkeeper he can be. We know what quality he can have. But if he's not going to be pushed to get the best out of him, he will never motivate himself at Man United, because perhaps he will take, if he will, he could take so long. And by the time he does, we would have suffered enough with his baby schoolboy mistakes. So what then do you do? Push him by bringing a top goalkeeper to compete with him. If you don't trust Altel Bindel, go out and get a goalkeeper on loan in January. If not, give chances to Altel Baindil, because if Altel Baindil is given a chance, for example, in the Carabao Cup, and he performs well, Andrew Onana will know that this guy might take his place in the Premier League as well, or in the major games. So my feeling is the reason why we don't see Andrew Onana improving consistently is because he seems to have that uh, that he must be feeling like he's got the a birthright to starting in between the sticks, because he's Erik Ten Hag's boy. He must feel that, I mean, I'm the number one and I'm unstoppable, and it's an attitude thing, because I personally don't think Androna is a bad goalkeeper. I think he should be a world class goalkeeper. He has proved it before, but for a club of the magnitude of Man United, no player can feel that overconfidence in themselves, knowing that I've taken this place for myself. I think Andrew Onana is being done a disservice by Erik Ten Hag by his lack of decision, even when Onana deserves to rest. You remember, it had to take the AFCON for Altel Baindil to get a chance to debut at Man United. It shouldn't have been that, because Andrew Onana was for so long non-performing. And you can say he was new and he needed time to grow and gel with the team, and also to grow with his teammates. But you know, there are certain games, especially in certain competitions, maybe not in the league. In the league, you want that continuity, but at least in the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup, for example, we play Barnsley in September. We shouldn't. I don't expect to see Andrew Onana in goal for that game. We should be giving a chance to Alter Binary, because what is going to happen is other goalkeeper. First of all, Alter Binary himself will get frustrated. He will get frustrated himself if on the 17th of September, when we play Barnsley rather, in the EFL Cup, if Bayendil is not given a chance, he will get frustrated and he will want to move, because I don't think he will be comfortable playing number 2 forever. He will want to move on. That's one. But also, it will scare away other goalkeepers from wanting to join us, if for as long as Andrew Onana is there. So, as a good manager, you need to rotate your player. And these are some of the weaknesses we keep mentioning about Erik Ten Hag, that he at times does not want maybe to anger some of his players. He overtrusts a bit, but as a manager, you cannot overtrust and be sentimental with some of these players, despite you having relationships with them from way back. So that's a bit of a weakness that I feel that Erik Ten Hag needs to work on, and this should be the time, because it's now or never. Some of these players that is overtrusting, the Marcus Rashfords of this world, are going to get him sacked. Andrew Onana could get Ten Hag sacked. Casemiro can get Ten Hag sacked. So he needs to make decisions for the good of himself, but most importantly for the good of the team. That's my honest take. There is an update, of course, today that Andy Boyle, who is the deputy director of football at Man United, football director at Man United, is set to depart from Manchester United in part of the structural shake-up. He joined Man United in 2022 as the deputy football director. He played a big role when Ineos arrived, but according to the new structure of Ineos, yeah, there's got to be reduction. There's got to be reduction in personnel in the top level. The structure is a bit different, so there is not really a work for him. So there is a departure there in Andy Boyle, a guy who is said to have been instrumental in this very successful summer transfer window of ours, but also in the academy and the women's team. So, of course, we wish him all the best. I don't think we'll have, because his role is believed to have stepped up when Richard Arnold left Man United. So, you want to give him all the credit. He probably has. He's not part of the big rot with the Glazers, because he only joined in 2022 as the deputy director of football. So that's what's happening. But for me, on the Andrew Onana situation, I think Erik Ten Hag has got to make a decision on Onana. It may not be to drop him for the league because he can perhaps, because we brought a new back line, a new number 6, we can see how it grows with the team. But Altel Bindil, I expect to see Altel Bindil in between the sticks on the 17th of September when we play Barnsley in the EFL Cup. I expect him to be given chances in the FA Cup as well. Not for him again to rot on the bench for an entire season, because if that is the case, this guy is going to ask to move on, and then we've got to go back into the issues of looking for goalkeepers in the next market and stuff. But also, if he's not good enough, and that's why he's not playing, then get a better goalkeeper who can push Andrew Onana. Because as it is now, Andrew Onana is overconfident. He even told us before the start of the season, he warned us of how he was going to be taking risks and being overconfident. We expect more and stuff. And indeed, we know what happens when Andrew Onana gets it, when he gets in his head. We know what can happen. So we need to avoid this like yesterday. My name is Webb. Give me your opinion about Andrew Onana. Catch you later.